ఆంధ్ర.
Right.
సో తనకి అది ఇది అడుగుతా ఉన్నాడు, చెప్తా ఉన్నాను. సో ఐ జస్ట్ గాట్ ఫ్రీ ఫ్రమ్ హిమ్ సిన్స్ మార్నింగ్. సో ఐ వాట్ టు డూ, వాట్ టు రీడ్ అని అనుకుంటా ఉన్నాను. ఇలాగా యూ జస్ట్ కాల్డ్ సార్.
నేను ఇప్పుడే వచ్చాను ఇంటికి. సిన్స్ మార్నింగ్ ఐ అటెండ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ దిస్ మార్నింగ్.
అదే మీరు కూడా బయట యూ ఆల్సో లుక్ టైర్డ్ యాక్చువల్లీ.
So you want to share the screen?
Yes. 1 second, sir. 1 second.
Yeah, okay. ఓపెన్ అవట్లేదు.
ఓపెన్ అవ్వలేదా? సార్ వీళ్ళు ఐసిఎస్ఆర్ ఇస్ quite an organization. They look at the far right అండి.
Yeah, no, that is all saffronized now.
కాదండి, the ICSR, the organization which wrote this law.
Okay.
ICSR, they do quite a bit of this thing on research on అది దాన్ని ఇది మర్చిపోయిన ఒక క్షణం ఉండండి. సార్ అది ఓపెన్ అవడం లేదు సార్. అదే దాని పేరు మర్చిపోయాను నేను. ఐసిఎస్ఆర్ అంటే ఇట్స్ క్వైట్ థింక్ ట్యాంక్ అండి ఆన్ ఎక్స్ట్రీమిజం మీద. దే డూ అ లాట్ ఆఫ్ రీసెర్చ్, ఎక్స్ట్రీమిజం, ఫార్ రైట్ ఇదంతా కూడా. సో నేను యాక్చువల్గా దీని మీద ఐ సెంట్ సెవరల్ టైమ్స్, ఐ సెంట్ ఆర్టికల్స్ ఆన్ ది QAnon phenomenon అండి.
Oh, okay.
This is, as I would say, is the religion replacing Christianity. Okay. అంటే మోస్ట్లీ వీళ్ళంతా ఉన్నది క్రిస్టియన్సే, దాంట్లో పడిచొచ్చింది. దాంట్లో వీళ్ళంతా కూడా బాగా ప్రొఫైల్ ఏంటంటే మూఢనమ్మకాలు నమ్మే వాళ్ళు అన్నమాట ఇదంతా. సూపర్స్టిషియస్ బ్యాచ్ అంతా అన్నమాట అండి. So
James, can you hold on please? 1 second.
Yeah.
Subbarao cheppu. వచ్చిండన్నా ఓటీలకి వెళ్ళి బయటకు వచ్చినాడా బాబు? ఇప్పుడు ఎక్కడున్నాడు ఆయన? రూమ్ లోనే ఉన్నాడా? ఒక్క నిమిషం ఉండు, ఒకటే నిమిషం లైన్లో ఉండు. జేమ్స్ చూడాలి ప్లీజ్. చేస్తున్నాను, లైన్లోనే ఉండు. సుబి, గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్. ఒక సుబ్బారావు అని ఒక పేషెంట్ ను పంపించి. అవునా? ఓ మై గాడ్. ఓ మై గాడ్. Okay. Yes. Okay. Well, he is very, very poor, Subi. You have to help him somehow. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Subi. Thank you, Subi. Thank you so much. Thank you, Subi. సుబ్బారావు సార్తో మాట్లాడినాను. ఇప్పుడు అది చాలా క్రిటికల్ ప్లేస్ లో ఉందట ట్యూమరు. అది చేయించుకుంటే మంచిది, చేయించుకోకపోతే చచ్చిపోతాడనే చెప్తాడు ఆయన. ఒకటేంటంటే ఆ డాక్టర్ నిర్మోహమాటంగా చెప్తాడు, నువ్వు ఎంత వీలైతుందో అంత డబ్బులు తయారు చేసుకో, ఆ డాక్టర్ హెల్ప్ చేస్తాడు. నువ్వు అది ఎంత తొందర అయితే అంత తొందర చేయించుకో, లేట్ చేయకు. నేను ఆయన మొత్తం చూసుకుంటాడు. ఆయన నాకు చాలా క్లోజ్ ఫ్రెండ్. నేను ఎంత చెప్పినాక ఆయన చేస్తాడు. కానీ నువ్వు డబ్బులు కొంచెం అరేంజ్ చేసుకో. ఎన్ని అరేంజ్ చేస్తాయో మొదలై సార్కి చెప్పేసి. ఓకే. సారీ జేమ్స్.
That's okay, sir. One second, sir. One second, sir. I'm just sending the link to Swati. If she wants to join, she will join. Otherwise,
okay. No issues. ఏంటి ఓపెన్ కాదా ఇవ్వదు ఇక?
సార్ ఇది రాసిన వాళ్ళు ఇట్స్ ది డిపార్ట్మెంట్ కింగ్స్ కాలేజ్ వాళ్ళు అండి. కింగ్స్. సో ఇట్స్ నాట్ it's not this thing. One second, sir. Just institutions of that area in the world, sir. So it's not a small thing which have taken this up. So So here, sir. So QAnon అన్నది I have been following it since a year అండి, or almost more than a year since the phenomenon started. So we'll just
Achha, before we go, what
yeah.
happened to that reference?
Which reference అండి?
And our Kerala Ajita, did he respond?
రెస్పాండ్ అవ్వలేదండి.
Oh,
So she asked me to write something. So నేను అన్నాను we'll ask Ramu sir itself to write. So wow. So since he is the founder of an organization, so ఆయనే రాసేమని అడుగుదాం, పర్వాలేదా అని చెప్పానండి నేను. అదే అంటే ఇఫ్ షీఈస్ లుకింగ్ ఫర్ సంబడి, అవ్వకపోతే ఇన్ దట్ కేస్ విల్ జస్ట్
okay, we will do that. We can do that.
డ్రాఫ్ట్ మీన్ తయారు చేసేసి ఐల్ సెండ్ ద డ్రాఫ్ట్.
Yeah.
So amid the continuing turbulence of
I'm not able to see whatever it is.
Okay, fine. Crazy. సార్ కనబడుతుందండి? టెక్స్ట్ కనబడుతుందా? You're able to see my screen, sir?
Yeah, I'm able to see your screen.
ఇది రావడం లేదండి, ఐ మీన్ టెక్స్ట్ కనపడడం లేదండి మీకు?
లేదు, ఒకటి ఆర్టికల్ జూమ్ అని వస్తున్నాయి, బట్ no.
Wait, I'll do one thing.
Wait, I'll do one thing. I'll stop this and again share it with you.
Okay. సరే సార్, షేర్ కొడతాను మళ్ళీ.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. Forgotten.
You can see it now, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Probably I'll keep it highlighted so that amid the continuing turbulence surrounding the results of the 2020 United States election and outcries of mass voter fraud made by the president himself, question marks remain over what this means for the future of the QAnon conspiracy, which so emphatically backed the re-election campaign of Donald Trump. QAnon, అంటే Q అన్నది some guy in the of a very high ranking government official ani of
okay.
Some department name is Q అండి. So it's anonymous government official. So actually basic why I don't know why entire election అంతా దీని మీద నడిచిందండి యాక్చువల్గా. దీని సరిగ్గా రిపోర్ట్ అవ్వాలా వరల్డ్ ఓవర్, while Americans know about it. QAnon, an unfounded conspiracy which originated just 3 years ago in 2017, has been a novel presence both in the presidential election, with Trump repeatedly failing to solidly condemn the narrative, and in the race for Congress, where 31 mainly Republican candidates competing in the congressional primaries had some affiliation to the conspiracy. Of these candidates, just చూడండి, 31 candidates were competing re-election, and almost all of them had connection with them.
Yes.
Of these candidates, 2 have won seats in Congress: Georgia's Marjorie Taylor and Colorado's Lauren Boebert. Although both candidates have attempted to distance themselves from QAnon in the early stages of their campaign, each were explicit in their support for the conspiracy, and the extent to which Green has truly abandoned her pro-Q beliefs remains dubious. The conspiracy has also seen major growth online throughout 2020, with the membership of QAnon communities on Facebook growing by 120% in March.
Oh,
seemingly propelled by growing public anxieties surrounding the coronavirus pandemic. Despite major crackdowns on QAnon from social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, the conspiracy continues to thrive online, reaching new audiences on Instagram. One second. Yes. ఎవరండి మాట్లాడేది? మీరు ఎవరు? మీరు ఎక్కడున్నారు ఇప్పుడు? దానికి కొంచెం ముందుకు వచ్చి ఎడమవైపు తిరగండి. ఎడమవైపు తిరిగితే ఓకే. సో we just give you a recap. Because only we just started. So there is a thing known as QAnon in the United States, which is Q Anonymous. Hello, Swati, can you hear me? Wave your hand if you hear me. She's not able to hear. Hello, Swati. Hello, Swati, can you hear me?
hello, Swati. Hello. She left again. Okay.
We'll just wait for a minute and if
Yeah.
she joins. I thought she would not join because she's busy writing her reference letters.
Oh.
So I didn't send the link to her. And just before we started, she just sent a message by herself. And when I mentioned that we are doing a Zoom, she didn't say anything. When I said I'm with Mr. Zoom with Mr. Ramu, and then she wanted to join.
I think there's some problem with her.
So we'll continue, certainly. I'll send the article to her again.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, the conspiracy also given me this book on my board.
So the reaching new audiences on Instagram, having found a stronghold within the predominantly female wellness influencer community. And as well as alternative conservative platforms like Parley.
Yeah, she joined again. Swati, are you there? Hi, Swati. Hello, Swati.
I think she has a problem with her
networking.
Network. She will join whenever she will join.
Okay.
After smearing the name of Democratic Party members for the last 3 years and gearing towards Donald Trump's re-election, one might expect that support for the QAnon conspiracy might begin to wane in the face of Biden's electoral victory. However, while some followers do appear to have become disillusioned with the conspiracy, some others have enthusiastically continued their support, suggesting that the QAnon conspiracy could be a continuing force within American politics, with or without Donald Trump as president.
Okay.
Swati, can you hear? Can you hear, Swati? Swati, can you hear us? I don't think she's. QAnon and its evolution in 2020. While technically a conspiracy theory, QAnon is perhaps best understood as an omnibus of conspiratorial narratives spiraling from the premise that a US government insider known only as Q, owing to their presumed Q level clearance, is exposing deep state corruption through a series of posts made to anonymous online image boards. The first of these posts, known as Q drops, was made to 4chan's uh, politically incorrect board on 28 October 2017 and threatened that Hillary Clinton would be arrested imminently. So they started with ఈ రెడిట్ అని ఉంటుంది కదా సార్,
అవును.
దాంట్లో బోర్డ్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఐ నెవర్ యూజ్డ్ రెడిట్, ఐ am not familiar with it, but all these things were first posted on Reddit 4chan అని they used to post them on there అన్నమాట.
ఓకే.
All bloody lies, nothing. So incredible conspiracy theories about Hillary Clinton, adalaga ilaga, she's doing child trafficking ani ilaga. So there were people who actually believed that. The same thing that cost her the election last time was also this thing only. So now it has become a huge phenomenon anamata US lo. And they believe that Q is somebody, a long, deep official who is bringing out all government secrets.
Okay.
And Donald Trump is trying to save the public from government corruption. That is their belief, Andy.
Okay.
It is more like a religious belief.
Right.
So since this initial drop, ఎందుకంటే మీకు డీప్ స్టేట్ అన్నది ఇట్స్ అ హ్యూజ్ ఇష్యూ కదండి వెస్ట్. ఇక్కడ కూడా పెద్ద ఇక్కడ చేయడానికి ట్రై చేశారు కానీ బట్ ఇట్ డింట్ క్యాచ్ ఆన్ ఇండియాలో బికాస్ నోబడీ అండర్స్టూడ్ వాట్ డీప్ స్టేట్ వాజ్. సో డీప్ స్టేట్ కాన్స్పిరసీ జరుగుతుంది టు అండ్ డొనాల్డ్ ట్రంప్ ఈస్ ట్రయింగ్ టు సేవ్ ద పబ్లిక్ ఫ్రమ్ ఆల్ ద డీప్ స్టేట్ కరప్షన్ అని. దట్ ఈస్ ది కోర్ ఐడియా అరౌండ్ QAnon conspiracy theories అన్నమాట.
Okay.
Since this initial drop, Q has made nearly 5,000 cryptic posts, moving from 4chan to its sibling site 8chan, then 8chan in November 2017. ఇదంతా నేను ఫాలో అయినండి, 2017 నుంచి ఫాలో అవుతున్నాను నేను.
Very nice.
4chan 8chan ఇదంతా నేను continuously I've been following. Taken together, they paint a picture of endemic deep state corruption and frame President Donald Trump as a valiant sleeper agent warrior working to uncover a secret underground cabal of Satan-worshipping pedophiles with connections to the Democratic Party as well as various elites in Hollywood, the broader USA and beyond. Sad sir. That is Donald Trump's base. As Amarnath Amarsingham is one of the foremost counter-terrorism experts, Andy.
Okay.
He's ఆయన ట్విట్టర్ లింక్ పంపిస్తాను, వెరీ చాలా చాలా ఇన్ డెప్త్ గా పెడతాడు ఆయన. As Amarnath Amarsingham and Mark Andres Argentino outline, this narrative has its roots in the 2016 Pizzagate conspiracy, which purported that secret codes contained in John Podesta's emails connected Hillary Clinton and other high-level Democrats with a fake child sex trafficking ring operating out of a pizza restaurant in Washington, D.C. You know about this Pizzagate, Andy?
No, I didn't. I don't.
No, actually what happened was there was a huge online, this thing in the US before Hillary got elected, that there is a pizza place in Washington, D.C. and it has a basement. A basement lo Hillary Clinton runs a child sex trafficking ring from there. And all the Republicans believed it. They believed it to such an extent, a father of young children, he actually put guns in his car, went into the pizza place, Andy. And police had come, surrounded the place, and they found her, and when he realized that there was nothing, he surrendered himself. A news link make this actually happened.
God.
Yeah, that is the situation of the మూఢనమ్మకం. What is the right word, sir, for more for superstitious hai kada, for the people
Superstition. Superstition.
who believe in these
Yeah.
conspiracy
Yeah.
superstitious kind of thing. Beyond these central tenets, various smaller factions of the QAnon community espouse a collection of more niche conspiracies. At the most extreme level, QAnon narratives dissolve into open anti Semitism, pushing the same beliefs upheld by factions of the extreme right. Swati, you know what is anti Semitism? I'm not sure whether anti Semitism is
Say, I know about.
anti Semitism about and being anti Jewish. Hitler was an anti-Semite.
Okay.
Anti-Semitic. Yes.
Hitler was an anti-Semite. It was
Oh,
the
okay, okay.
so his purported war was all about killing all the Jews. So
Okay.
basically in the West, the anti-Semitic thing comes from from the thing that Jews killed Jesus Christ. So that is why they hate the
Oh,
Jews. Ah, so that is the core base for the hatred towards Jews. So it is still there.
okay.
Yeah. Hmm. So mostly when you're talking about extreme right in the West, so you need to
Mm-hmm.
understand that most of the people are all right. They only have hatred toward Jews, but otherwise their other beliefs are not normal. So you need to understand what is far right, what is extreme right, because in India, extreme right could be something else. We don't have the Jewish
Yes.
community here. It's something else. So, but in the West, when you use some terminology, it means they are anti-Semites. So they may not
Okay.
be, yeah, they may not be anti-blacks or anti-Africans or anti-other nationalities. They would be, very nice to the other people of other countries of other color, but they have deep-rooted hatred towards Jewish community only. So
Okay.
anti-Semitism is a huge problem in the Western countries. So throughout 2020, QAnon has experienced considerable online growth. And as the conspiracy becomes increasingly mainstream, large subsections of supporters have embraced a softer, repackaged version of the narrative spread under the banner of Save Our Children or Save the Children. This iteration of the Q narrative focuses heavily on ending child sex trafficking and frames Donald Trump as the only candidate capable of tackling and exposing its links to elites and corrupt members of the Democratic Party. so, so
Why
how out?
hasn't Donald Trump been framed for various illegal activities?
What?
Like Donald Trump
Huh.
himself was framed for
Yeah,
various
yeah,
illegal activities.
but these people think they are all false.
Okay.
On
Ah,
the contrary, they propagate falsehood.
yeah, they think that they're all false, and these are the false things are all true. So that is. Hmm.
Okay.
While the narrative is often grounded in false or misleading information, leading the registered charity Save the Children to publicly distance itself from the online movement, it has achieved considerable spread among online parenting and health and wellness communities who often appear unaware of the slogan's links to QAnon. Reactions to the US election and Q's silence. So Q is actually a person. We don't know who
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is.
Who is it? Who it
Yeah.
is? Yes.
From the conspiracy's inception, Q has consistently used disinformation both to discredit members of the Democratic Party and to elevate Donald Trump to a godlike status, thus framing his re election as an almost inevitable victory of good over evil. As such, Trump's electoral defeat came as a shock to many QAnon supporters, some of whom had predicted a sweeping 50 state victory for the current president. As more states gained momentum,
Hey, Parmesh, Adei.
make to the people, and they wanted to hear that.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
like
that was
he was
also
going
there.
to build a
Yeah,
Marxism,
yeah,
reduce
yeah,
the immigrants, and give more jobs to their own
yeah.
citizens.
Mm, 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 mm.
I guess,
Yeah, let us
and
continue.
like,
Now, yeah, yeah. So, Q posted online before the elections, and he hasn't posted since, sir. So,
Okay, I
yeah,
lost some of your. Okay,
yeah. So just before the elections, he posted, and after that, he hasn't posted. So the followers don't know what is going to happen.
you vanished
So
in thin air.
he vanished into thin air.
Yeah.
Q does not always post on a daily basis, and in the past has gone months without comment. However, given the shock of Joe Biden's win, the lack of a new drop did appear to shake some supporters' faith. For instance, the days after the US election, a number of adherents of the conspiracy took to 8kan. 8kan is a post, Reddit post,
Yeah, yeah.
right, to express their frustration and confusion at Trump's apparent loss, with one begging Q, throw us a bone here. Nevertheless, following this initial despair, many Q followers continue to remain hopeful. Much of the rhetoric surrounding the QAnon conspiracy hinges on the slogan, trust the plan, which has been continuously repeated in Q's posts. It has never been clarified exactly what the plan is, but most regard the phrase as a reassurance that current events are unfolding as part of a controlled narrative promising the eventual triumph of good over evil. Current reactions to Trump's loss therefore generally hinge on whether supporters view his defeat as a continuation or a violation of the plan. At present, a large base of Q supporters appears to view Joe Biden's apparent electoral win, paradoxically, as a key stage in Q's overarching plan, which will lead to the which will lead to the eventual declaration of Donald Trump as the true winner of the election. So you understand now, sir, what is happening?
Yeah,
Like,
yes, yes, yes.
why he's not
Uh,
withdrawing
uh,
and all that.
uh, uh, uh.
So then, Joe M, a popular QAnon influencer, has dubbed Biden's victory as a necessary scare event, arguing that President Trump had to allow mass levels of fraudulent votes to be submitted in Biden's favor in order to eventually expose this illegal activity and declare himself the rightful winner of the election. For instance, on Parley is another Twitter kind of thing for right wing people.
Okay, okay.
Joe M has written, for the next few days, maybe weeks, patriots, that is Q supporters, are going to suffer. After that, it will be the turn of our deceived friends. At the end of it all, the, ex- the extent to which our elections have been manipulated for decades will no longer be a dark secret that stays in the shadows for eternity. This was necessary. This narrative has been echoed by a number of Q supporters throughout social media with hashtags like trust the plan and it's not over, gaining traction on Parler. Similarly, others like the pro QAnon wellness Instagram influencer Rose Uncharted have pushed conspiracies suggesting that the Biden administration has commandeered a powerful supercomputer system known as the Hammer in order to hack into the election and steal the vote. In order to hack into the election system. Framing this activity within the broader QAnon narrative, evil Democrats are therefore believed to have attempted to fraudulently steal the election to unseat Donald Trump, the only man they believe capable of combating their involvement with child sex trafficking. Hmm. Sir. Yes? Hello? Uh-huh. Many supporters have viewed Trump's recent tweets, in which he has made baseless allegations of widespread voter fraud and promised we will still win, as direct evidence that they should continue to trust in QAnon and wait for Trump's eventual electoral victory. Thus, for the time being at least, it appears that significant numbers of Q supporters have doubled down on their belief in the conspiracy despite Donald Trump's electoral loss and Q's 10-day silence. The future of QAnon. While belief in the QAnon conspiracy continues to persist, it is uncertain whether or not the support will hold as time goes on, and Joe Biden presumably is inaugurated as president in January 2020. Importantly, QAnon is as much an exercise in creative writing as it is a political phenomenon, meaning it is particularly difficult to predict its exact future trajectory. However, there are several factors worth noting when considering whether or not Q will continue to draw support. In the past, predictions made by Q have been disproved and have not led to a substantial drop in support. It is possible that the cult like nature of the conspiracy may allow QAnon to withstand greater threats to its ideological integrity, such as Trump's loss of the election, which contrasts with the movement's framing of Trump as a triumphing force over para theological evil. Para theological evil, it's a new term for me, sir. Uh, In their classic sociological work, When Prophecy Fails, Leon Festinger, Henry Reichen, and Stanley Schachter demonstrate that in some cases, when people with cult like beliefs are confronted with unequivocal evidence to the contrary of their ideology, they may seek to resolve this cognitive dissonance by recruiting more members to their community rather than abandoning their convictions, leaving a core group still faithful to the belief system. Adding nuance to this concept, Lorne L. Dawson has outlined several ways in which groups may attempt to persist in the face of disproved beliefs, including proselytizing, rationalization, and reaffirmation, where groups increase their focus on internal groups dynamics. Dawson highlights that the success of these strategies is partially contingent on a number of factors, including scope and sophistication of an ideology. He notes that prophecy is anchored in a broader and more complex set of beliefs that frame a fairly comprehensive worldview, sense of mission, and collective identity are less likely to disband in the face of specific disconfirmations. So basically, they're saying this will continue.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Thus, while of course some supporters are likely to become disillusioned with their beliefs when faced with prophetic failure, certain dynamics may also enable other members to remain firm in their faith. Indeed, of the 13 groups examined by Dawson, he emphasizes that only one collapsed entirely after the failure of a prophecy. Hmm. While Q drops may not necessarily have explicitly prophesied Trump's win, the broader narrative of the conspiracy and the current president's positioning within it seems to have been gearing towards his re-election.
Correct,
Cer-
correct, exactly.
yeah.
Yes.
Certainly, belief in QAnon led many supporters to predict Trump's victory was somewhat inevitable as part of Q's plan, and his loss has, for many, violated the fundamental tenets of this conspiracy. So, that is the reason he's not conceding. And therefore, while QAnon can be regarded as a prophecy as such, elements of this kind of analysis can be useful in theorizing how a movement may persist despite serious threats to its ideology. With this in mind, the complex nature of QAnon, with its detailed web of interwoven, mutually reinforcing conspiracies, and its resilient sense of in group identity, which casts believers as enlightened individuals pitted against evil, often satanic forces, appears to be somewhat robust and potentially able to retain a number of followers despite serious blows to its core ideology. In Christian teaching, the very foundation of entire Christian teaching is like the fight against Satan.
Correct.
So, yeah. Well, that is the basis of Christianity is itself is a fight against Satan,
Certain.
against
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes, yes.
against evil. And so on one side you have good represented by God, and on the other side you have evil represented by Satan. So it
Like
is.
like in the Sanatana Dharma,
Mm,
Asuras and Suras.
mm. So you have so this core belief is, so when somebody if is painted as satanic, so in the West people see that as they are the most vilest, most inhuman, most evil persons. Evil, we, so evil is one thing, being Satan is like, there is, it is much higher than evil.
Correct.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that is being that is the concept of Satan from the people from the Western culture. So so these people are so for them Democrats are all Satanists, Satan worshippers. So you can, that is, you can understand the amount of animosity these people have towards Democrats, because they believe, truly believe, that Democrats are all Satan worshippers. Again, this
Interesting.
is, yeah, yeah, again, this is not at all QAnon adherents will remain. This is not all, not to say all QAnon adherents will remain believers. Rather that an already committed core of followers could continue to stay faithful to the conspiracy despite Trump's loss. Furthermore, recent permeations of QAnon operating under the banner of Save Our Children have not only attracted a new demographic to the conspiracy, they have also shifted to the emphasis of the conspiracy to protecting children, rather being so explicitly about the re-election of Donald Trump.
Correct.
While Biden's victory is a significant blow to these communities, researcher Annie Kelly has noted that the Save the Children rebrand has made it difficult to ascertain the degree to which our followers are even aware of their links to the QAnon narrative. So, a lot of the people, followers, do not even know that they are following QAnon. That is how this is the sophistication of this operation.
Correct. Correct.
Thus, Trump's loss of the election is likely to have less of an impact on this softer strain of QAnon influencers who are so deeply embedded in various channels of misinformation and disinformation, and may be less focused on official predictions made by Q. It should also be stressed that the role of Q drops may not be as central to the conspiracy as they once were. These days, Q drops often reflect or amplify pre existing conspiracies which have already gained traction online before receiving endorsement from Q. In this respect, Q can be
James,
seen.
James, James, can you
Okay,
just hold on, please?
sure. Okay.
Sir, good evening, sir. Hello? Hello? Yeah, good evening, sir. దగ్గరలో ఇక్కడ దగ్గరలో ఎవరిది లేదు సార్. లేదు లేదు అది it is not usable. We have a huge farmhouse there, but it is not usable. మొత్తం ఉండదు 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 అంతా మొత్తం డిలాపిటేటెడ్ కండిషన్లో ఉన్నది అది మొత్తం డైలాపిటెడ్ కండిషన్లో ఉన్నది సార్ అది. లేవు 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 జేమ్స్
Yeah.
సారీ.
These days, Q drops often reflect or amplify pre existing conspiracies which have already gained traction online before receiving endorsement from Q. In this respect, Q can be seen as more of a reactionary crowd pleaser than a prophet.
Correct.
And in the face of prolonged silence on their part, Q related conspiracies are likely to continue to circulate regardless. For example, on November 13, when Q did eventually break their silence and finally release 3 new Q drops, they appeared to play into the narrative that US elections had been interfered with by outside forces, which had already become popular among followers of the conspiracy. While Mark Andre Argentino has observed that a reference to a post POTUS future made within the drop has confused a number of QAnon. Swati POTUS is President of the United States. Has confused a number of QAnon supporters. Others simply appear placated that Q has not abandoned them in their time of need. As such, Q remains important to the conspiracy's integrity. However, it is also true that the narrative can withstand long periods of silence without a drop. In the past, QAnon researcher Travis View has emphasized the importance of broader pro QAnon influencer networks, stating that even if Q does not post for some time, QAnon promoters will fill in that leader vacuum. They won't provide the cryptic drops, but they will decide which conspiracy theories are canonical and which ones are heretical. You know, canon means which goes into the Bible, heretical means which does not go, which is go,
Yes, yeah.
yeah, which is against the thing. Thus, in the absence of a new Q drop, much of the burden for propagating the conspiracy may be shouldered by pro QAnon influences, meaning that the longevity QAnon does not solely hinge on the word of Q itself. In short, despite many core tenets of the QAnon belief being threatened by Donald Trump's loss and a 10-day silence on the part of Q, there are a number of factors which suggest the conspiracy may not immediately disappear in the face of these challenges. So, you have almost a huge segment of US population believing in this stuff. So it is easy for them to get manipulated. Very easy.
Correct.
So that is the situation. That is the thing. That is the thing with QAnon, sir.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same. I'm having some kind of narrative also is going on. When you look at our Indian Twitter also, Indian social media also, similar kinds of things are also happening here.
Yeah, 100%. There's no doubt about that. And more so, you can link it to Chandrababu Naidu more than Modi now.
Really? Okay.
No, see, the way that fellow is behaving, he still believes he is the chief minister by default. Somehow it is a mistake that he is not sitting in that chair.
Okay.
He is dictating judgments, he's dictating everything, you see.
Okay. So he's wielding considerable power.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's why I said we have to somehow get connected with that fellow.
Understood. Okay. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So this thing is over. I've also sent you the article.
Okay.
In the mail, so you can. Swati, this was written by a Department of War Studies of King's College, London. So they research on that is International Center for the Study of Radicalization, ICSR. Department of.
That was pointed out recently. Okay.
Yeah. Department of War Studies of King's College is like huge. It's like you have the topmost experts sitting there.
Okay.
So when they're writing about something, it means it's not it's something very, very important.
I've always had this one question, like when we had Hillary Trump elections, like we could understand why the US citizens they
Mm,
voted for Trump,
mm,
but there were many immigrants like
mm,
from various backgrounds, whether
mm.
India or Mexico, even they too supported Trump.
Yes, even now, even this election also.
What was actually the reason for them?
Sorry.
Like when Trump won against Hillary Clinton,
Yeah,
not only the US citizens but
I
also
know.
the Indians
Lot of other communities
they
also voted,
supported.
and this time
Yes.
this time the support from other communities increased. You know who are the largest community which voted for him apart from traditional Americans, Native Americans? I mean, white Americans. Who are the largest community who voted for him? Do you know which community? Muslims.
Muslims, yeah.
Yes, Muslims was the largest community which voted for Trump. So
But it's
study.
real weird, like
No, no, it's not. It's not like that.
how he
It's about what how you study the election and how you study the
okay.
interests of each community. And again, within each community, you have a class system within each community
Yes, yes.
because here the confusion also in India, people identify themselves with their caste. Okay, but there are there is a class system within the caste
Okay.
itself. There are classes. There is upper class, there is middle class. If you take a caste, so within that caste there are so many classes of people.
Yes.
Yeah, so the confusion in India is all about that.
Okay.
So that is where people, political parties are not properly addressing the situation there. They're
Okay.
simply looking at the entire community as as though
One,
an entire community has one identity.
one identity, but
Yeah,
no.
it is not correct because certain people have certain issues, and a certain percentage of the community will have certain issues because of which class they belong to.
Okay.
Middle class people thinking will be one will be in, they have one particular frame of thinking, whereas people who are struggling, who are people from the poorer classes, they feel in a different way.
Yeah, I get it.
Hmm.
Uh, Actually, the best factor about Trump was that
Hmm.
his promises, like, how do you say, they struck with the commons. It's like when you say climate change is not real,
Hmm. Hmm.
people were ready to believe because when you say climate change is not real,
No,
there are
the
lots
climate.
of bans that get lifted.
Yeah, no, climate
Okay,
change
there are
has
lots
been
of bans that get lifted.
climate change
We
is
don't
an
have to pay some
climate.
fines and taxes.
Yeah,
So
climate
it's like
change
even
is
if it's real,
yeah.
you have that ray of hope. You know, if it's not real,
No, it's
I
not
don't
like
have to do.
no, it's not like that. So you need to understand. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. Climate
Hello.
change, yeah, climate change is an issue in the US since the past several decades, not just now. And the Republicans
Yes.
have always denied that there is ever a climate change. They say we don't need to do anything about
Anything,
climate.
yes, yes, yes.
So it's not that it is just Donald Trump just came out and said no, because all Republican candidates will
It
say
was
no.
even George Bush. I remember when George Bush was the president,
Mm,
there was a letter that came out how they hide certain facts and stats about the
mm, mm, mm,
environmental pollution from the US citizens itself.
mm, mm.
So, just saying it's not true, it's something the developing countries. But let's just say, when they say it's not true, even though the researchers are there, today people have more access to internet, why do they still fall into this trap that climate change is not real? Why there are so many people who are supporting
That
it?
is what.
I
That is
guess it's
what.
like something very like, for example, if you go to the Kanpur area,
Ah,
where they have lots of graphite being released.
mm,
So it's like people are okay with it because somehow it brings employment opportunities, and they don't have to pay for the
Mm,
technologies either.
mm.
So it's like the government is saying it's not true. So it brings good relief. You can continue employment even in the heart if you know it's real.
Yeah, the
So I
thing
guess it
is,
gives more like this thing to support such kind of
mm,
presidency.
mm. Yeah, the thing is, see, one of my childhood friends, even now, he still thinks when you have the lunar eclipse, they still believe that a snake comes and swallows up the moon. And so he still believes it is true. So no amount of evidence, no amount of evidence will change his mind. So even if
Yes.
if I try harder, I will lose the friendship. But otherwise, he's such a sweet guy.
Yeah.
He's a tremendous guy. He's a very sweet person. But the thing is, and we shared so many jokes. He's continuously joking all the time. He's continuously cracking jokes.
Okay.
But
It's a fun.
he still believes his grandmother's
Yes, yes,
text.
yes. That is the core. And how the thing is, but we studied in the same school. We studied in the same class. so so that is so what does it take to change the mindset of someone like that? So that is so they may turn, if you
No,
put
actually,
something forcefully to it, they may even become violent.
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
They may go
Be-
out of board.
yeah, because they believe it so strongly. And so like that, we also, all of us have a shared a belief, because the human nature itself is like, they like to believe in certain things, and
I
so
completely agree to this.
uh, uh,
But there is this kind of perception, especially in the southern part of Gujarat,
mm,
where it's more about industrial area.
mm,
It's not that people are not aware; they're
mm,
completely aware of the harm that is being going on.
uh-huh,
But it's much cheaper to pay the fine than to pay for the technologies.
mm,
So if tomorrow Modi says climate change is not real, it's not that we don't believe, but we are
yeah,
happy.
yeah,
And nothing's going to happen at least for 2 decades. I'm going
yeah,
to earn money.
yeah,
That is what is actually happening in
mm,
South Gujarat.
yeah,
We're being oblivious to the fact, the lots of things that
mm,
come up about development. Nobody points the issue to the chaos that is going on in southern
yeah,
Gujarat, especially.
yeah, yeah,
These areas are developing, but we
uh-huh,
are not addressing the
uh-huh,
chaos. So I guess not just in the US or anything, we are witnessing certain same kind of facts in India as well.
yeah,
For example, Vizag.
mm,
Vizag has such a great access. Actually, compared to the Kandla port,
mm,
Vizag has a sea connectivity with the countries and
uh,
important ones actually.
mm,
But Kandla developing more and more. Vizag has to fight for its rights,
mm,
to get more of export
mm,
via the sea.
mm,
Uh, so I don't know. It's like, what do we say? Like there are lots of things that we are keeping it on a political level to make more profits.
mm, yep,
I think Vizag actually is well connected
mm,
to the entire Southeast
mm,
Asia,
mm-hmm,
and most of our exports are coming from Southeast Asia.
mm, mm,
But still, instead of being at Vizag, they're all coming to Kandla port.
okay, it would be much cheaper to import from Vizag, but they go to Kandla.
They go to Kandla.
Mm,
So, and don't go to Kandla, they have to pay higher prices.
mm,
But there are more illegal activities that goes in Kutch,
mm,
because Kutch is such an area. It's like
mm,
within
mm,
40 kilometers of the vicinity of the industrial area.
Mhm.
There are no human settlements, and nobody's allowed to enter places. And it's a big place for illegal industrial activities. I guess that's the reason they chose Kandla port and not
Okay.
Visakhapatnam, despite the cheaper cost, easy
Yeah.
access.
Yeah. Okay. I think.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Indira Gandhi's 101st birthday,
Uh-huh.
and the All India Professional Congress is organizing a lecture by Jairam Ramesh,
Uh-huh.
Indira Gandhi, and an environmentalist.
Okay.
Swati is talking about a lot of environment and all
Right.
that. I've sent that link. If possible, please join that.
Okay.
Swati, I also sent it to you, forwarded it to you.
Okay. We may have trouble getting in, but let's see how many environmentalists are there.
Actually, in fact, I wanted him to come and talk in one of our meetings.
Uh-huh.
Twice he gave me time, but those days I wasn't keen to
Oh,
have.
okay. Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
He's a good guy, actually. He's good.
He's good, sir. He has knowledge.
Yes.
He has knowledge, but looks like he's not been so active these days. Don't know what's happening.
Insecurity and identity crisis. Yeah.
Yes.
That is.
Okay, sir.
So
Okay,
what's up? What is happening with your references, Swati?
I have 2 academic references, and for the third reference, I think I'll be asking one of my bosses that I worked with.
Okay.
Actually, he was the one through which I was introduced to World Bank and ADB projects. And I have worked on one of the World Bank projects here in Kambalakonda, Eco Park Restoration.
Okay.
So he was the part of it. So I have sent him an email today afternoon itself, just waiting a reply from him. And I think he'll be a good reference.
Yeah, definitely.
He knows me. I've worked with him.
Yeah. I know.
And yeah. So just waiting for his reply right now.
So, okay, sir. So
Yeah, shall we call it a day?
yeah. We'll.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, see you, Swati.
Swati, bye.